from Find a Daycare. So we want to talk today about the business of daycare and maybe discuss more on what parents need to know about daycare services. So thank you so much, Stephen, for having me here. So without talking much, let's get started. And remember, guys, to subscribe to my channel because I'll be doing more business vlogs. So let's talk about your pages. If I haven't mentioned this, this is Steve from Find a Daycare. They have a Facebook page. They also have a website, if I'm not wrong. Do you have an Instagram page?
Yes.
Okay. They also have an Instagram page. Please. Yeah, so check them out. But now I want him to tell us about what they really do.
Find a Daycare. Let me just go back a bit. Find a Daycare did not start off as Find a Daycare. When I started this business, it started off as Estate Daycare. And Estate Daycare was registered back in 2014. I sat on the idea for a while because I was in employment. But I knew at some point I would take it seriously and full-time like I am now. Although I needed to learn a lot of things because initially I got into online jobs. I was doing articles.
I'm going to talk about articles in my next vlog.
I'm a creative article writer. I used to work for ClickWorker, and that's where I can say the idea initially started. So from there I decided to do a personal blog. I didn't know how to create a blog, leave alone a website. So I went online. Google is your friend. I learned, I read. I figured out how to create a blog. I bought my own hosting, my own domain. I set up a blog. I chose a very bad niche market to write about.
Which one did you choose? We need to know.
I chose product review.
Wow, that's a hard one actually.
Yeah, and after 6 months I figured I couldn't do this anymore. So when I stopped, already ideas had built up. I decided to now learn how to do an e-commerce website, which I actually started. And of course, you know, I was trying different things. I approached companies trying to list their products, and they're like, we don't know you, what can you do for us? Plus we are already online. So I dropped that idea. So one Sunday afternoon, I'm like, there's something else I could do from my laptop. As an accountant, which is my profession.
Same here.
I decided to think of something else I could do from my laptop without leaving the comfort of my home. So it had to be online based. And I scrolled through the internet again. I used Google, and I landed on schools. So schools was a bit broad for me, so I came back to primary, which I still figured was too broad. So I decided to focus on where do children start, and that's how I landed on daycare. So when I registered Estate Daycare, I created the website. It was very attractive. I got emails the first week. And one client actually signed up within the first 2 weeks of setup. So the next few days I got 2 more clients. These were actually daycare owners. And I figured now I'm at the right place. So I decided to take it more seriously. But the name was confusing. Estate Daycare sounded more like a daycare in an estate. So I decided to brainstorm, think of more suitable names, and I ended up with Find a Daycare because every time somebody calls or emails or texts, I'm looking for a daycare, I'm looking for a daycare. So I figured Find a Daycare was the most suitable name. So up until now, I've created an online presence, and our intention was to create more awareness about daycares based on their location.
Yeah.
So we kept insisting on that, connecting parents with daycares closest to them. So when I set up the website, I decided to do the Facebook page, which is called Find a Daycare.
Yes.
And with that came the Instagram page at Find a Daycare, and a Twitter account, which is also Find a Daycare, and LinkedIn, which is also Find a Daycare.
Yes.
Yeah, but we are most active on Facebook and Instagram. Our website gets a good number of hits because that's when you go to Google, you will probably end up there first, if not on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
So, Find a Daycare up until now does a lot more than connecting parents with daycares, because there are people out there who would like to set up daycares, but they don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So they get in touch with us, we assist them.
Yeah.
There are different stages that we can get involved in, but we start right from the setup, from where you are looking for premises up to the point of marketing. So in between there are so many things. There's business registration, there's getting the good premises, there's the decoration of the place, there's the employing of caregivers, there's the training of caregivers, there's the training of the business owner, and of course marketing, which involves a lot of things. But we've really dwelt on online marketing, although now we've introduced other forms of marketing, which includes a school catalog, which we intended to do every term, but the school said it's too frequent, so we decided to review it to once a year. So every last term of the year, we will do school catalogs just to provide additional means of creating more awareness about the schools. So we don't only deal with schools, there are daycares in schools, and providers of services and products that are child related. I'm talking about businesses that sell toys, businesses that sell learning materials that are not necessarily toys, professionals who train caregivers, professionals who train people in the new curriculum. We have providers of recreational centers like Lumi and Me Kids. It's not really a daycare, but they offer a place where children can just go and have fun in the presence of a caregiver. So we've managed to build a platform that dwells around activities involving children.
Yeah, that's actually very nice. I think that's the way. I went to your Facebook page and I got the daycare where I took my son. In Dono. So I'm sure it will help so many parents. On that note, I'll put the links down below in the description box so you can find these people, because I'm sure they'll be able to assist you. So check it out. So on the first question, I want you to tell my people tell us what a daycare is all about.
Well, yes, thank you for this opportunity. It's been, we've planned for it for so long, but I'm glad now it's taking off. So a daycare basically is a childcare facility, and the impression that people get from the word daycare is babysitting. So they equate daycare with babysitting, but the only difference is it's done in a childcare facility as opposed to babysitting done by a household at home. But when you look deep into daycare and what it entails, it's more than just babysitting. The child needs to develop, the child needs to grow, and some of these daycares have really taken that into account. and they charge for it.
Yeah.
So parents who understand what a daycare means can tell the difference between babysitting and a proper daycare facility.
Yeah. So, what do you need to start a daycare? Like, let's say someone is employed right now and she's thinking she wants self-employment. I think daycare is more of like a business.
Yes.
So, what does she or he need to start a daycare?
The requirements really vary depending on someone who wants to set up. Although there are some needs that are rather standard. For example, you need premises, that is obvious.
Yes.
You'll need toys.
You said, just 1 minute, you said premises. What if someone wants to start it in their own house?
That is still
So meaning they don't have to pay like for rent.
okay. If it's your house, you're still paying rent, but you're doing business, and the business is not at a separate place. What I meant by you need premises is that you're not going to do it out in the open. Whether it's your house or a commercial place, premises is still premises. So, like I said, you need to equip the place, furniture, play equipment, have caregivers, determine what age group you want, because that will also guide you. So most importantly, you need a license. Some people assume that if I live within my house, then I don't need to license this. Nobody will know. And in fact, that's why some of those daycares don't even advertise. People who live around don't know about them because they operate at the comfort of their homes, but they don't want to license. But those who understand, like I mentioned, what a daycare really means, go out and do all the requirements expected of them. So license, once you have the premises, license is key. You need to furnish the place, decorate.
For it to look more attractive.
Have some age-appropriate toys with you there. And of course get a reliable caregiver.
Okay, so when you're talking about licenses, which licenses do you need to start a daycare?
Well, what is issued as a daycare license is just a normal business license. And the procedure for getting that is quite simple. If you have an e-citizen account, you log in. If you don't have one, you register. So once you log in, you do a name search. That costs 150 shillings. From the name search, if the name is approved, you now register the name, and that costs 850 shillings. So you spend just 1,000 shillings getting a business name. So with that, if you register as a sole proprietor, you will just get the certificate right away. So with the certificate, you can proceed on to the county office and get a license, which varies with every county.
Like for Nairobi, how much is the license?
The ones we've done for Nairobi, they paid 20,000, but there's 4,500 additional for fire and safety. This is not paid 1 year in doing the license.
Okay.
Yes.
And you also need something called health certificate?
Health certificate really applies to when you have a cook. If you're handling food, the neatness and cleanliness of the general.
Okay.
So a cook, or if you're doing it yourself, you still need that. And that one costs 1,000 shillings.
Okay. So I had someone say that for someone to start a daycare, you need to have an ECD certificate. Is that a must?
I'll take you back to what you said before. There are people who are in employment and they want to start a business. Okay? So this business is a daycare business. Starting a daycare business is not as difficult as establishing a kindergarten or a school. For that level, it requires one to be at teacher or have some qualification. Unlike daycares where you can just wake up tomorrow and say,
I want to start one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's upon you now to decide, do I get somebody with a qualification? Will I have kids of this particular age that needs to be taught?
Yeah. Okay.
At this level, it's more of a personal decision.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we talked about the equipment needed for a good daycare service, the documents needed. So next, how are the returns? Because this is a business. We need to know if the returns are good or bad.
This question does not have a definite answer.
Yeah.
Because for one, setup locations vary. Setup budgets vary. The intention of getting into the daycare business vary.
Yeah.
I know of people who get into the daycare business solely for business purposes. I know of people who get into the business because they have a passion to take care of children.
Yeah.
So if you go there with a mindset that you want to see how fast you can get your money back, that tells a lot about you.
Yeah.
If you go there willing to, just let it run, and whatever time your returns will come back, if you can hold on that long, but your passion keeps you going. So these two things define your purpose from the beginning.
Okay.
The returns are pegged on a number of things. Okay. Today, if you had one person who wants to set up within their house, and let's say they spent about 50,000, okay, which is very little considering license.
It's already 20-30K.
That is Nairobi.
Yeah.
So let me work with the 100,000. You shall have license, and by the way, if you're using your house or rather residential, the license has to be changed to commercial. Some people don't know that, or some people overlook that. And when the county office visits your place and find that you did not apply for that, sometimes it causes problems.
Okay.
So the return on investment means you need to have a business plan. See for yourself how long is it going to take me to recover this 100,000 shillings that I'm putting in. Which means you need to determine how much am I going to charge per child, how many kids do I need to break even, how long is it going to take me to break even. If it's going to take you 3 years, are you able to hold on that long? If it's going to take you 5 years, are you able to hold on that long? So your capability to withstand certain challenges that are unforeseen and foreseen will determine whether your business thrives or goes down.
That makes sense. So the next question is, what's the appropriate age for a parent to take a child to a daycare? Or it depends with the parent?
Well, the government has certain definition. Parents also, as individuals, they believe that their children should attend school or playgroup at a particular age. And this is something that I also believe people would give various opinions about. Basically, as of now, the new curriculum caused a bit of confusion, and most people believe that from the age of 4 years, that's school going age. So before that, a child should either be in daycare or playgroup. But some parents, because of employment, because of other issues or challenges, they take children to daycares from as early as 3 months. Some start at 6 months, some at 1 year, and of course it depends on also the ability to afford daycare. So there's really no definite age. And you can see that by the fact that every daycare has a defined age group they take in. Yes. So
That's
based
true.
on a location and the needs of that area, they define what age group they can take care of.
Okay. So, how can a parent tell if a daycare is a good daycare? Because I can't just walk in and I'm like, but you see also the parent instincts matter.
Yeah.
But I think there are some things that parents need to look at before they take their kid to a daycare.
There are some obvious indicators, you know. When we had the daycare forum on Saturday, I had one of the facilitators dwell on customer care. You know, if you brought in a child right now and you said, you know, I want to enroll my child for the daycare, and you know, you welcome the parent, your conduct, your professionalism, they start gauging you from that first interaction. How are you interacting with the parent? How are you interacting with the child? And then of course the setup. You know, you walk in and everything is everywhere. And the parent asks and you're like, no, it's always like that. It's a daycare. You know? So there are some very, very particular indicators that you can look out for. You know, how the interaction from the staff, the general setup, the neatness, you know, and of course there have to be some documentation. These are different set of documentations. Is there a document that says a parent should fill in information when they're leaving the child? Who is responsible for picking up the child? What is the step to take in case there is an emergency or there is an accident? Are there, you know, certificates showing that these are legal business and they posted anywhere? So those are the things that you look out for. Then there are some that are they're hidden rather. So you don't notice them right away until after maybe you've used the facility for a while. But as you say, instincts. Motherly instincts.
So let's go to some of the challenges of running a daycare.
Challenges.
There must be challenges.
There are challenges, and these challenges also, I can say they are particular to locations. I cannot say a daycare that runs in Muthaiga experience the same challenges as a daycare in Umoja. The setups are totally different, and of course the environment. So some of the most common challenges which I can say could apply to both is dealing with difficult parents. The parent comes and says, you know, I'll pay when I pick up the child. When evening comes, the parent sends a different person. Or they come and say, let's say the daycare was charging 200, and they say, today I only have 100 shillings, so just take this. Some other challenges include caregivers. You know, this is somebody that you've employed and you trust that they won't disappoint you because of the kind of clients you have. But then you find that the conduct of the caregiver is not up to standard, and they might do something that you don't notice yourself, but a parent notices. I've heard of cases where a child went home and when the parent talks to the child is pointing at the parent. So those are things that of course they pick up from caregivers. We've had cases where the child is picked from the daycare and the child doesn't want to go back
Back home or to
back
the
to the
daycare.
daycare. And you know, if the child can express, if the children can express themselves, they might say something, you know, based on the experience on that day. So challenges vary, but there are some that might apply across the board. Also, marketing has its own challenges. There are places you might set up and the neighborhood does not want you to put up a post anywhere, so you are not able to advertise properly. Or there are places where the environment is not that welcoming. Fine, you might have very good premises or you're operating within your house, but the environment around where you are might be off-putting to some, so you are forced to move.
Well, let's talk about what's the salary for caregivers. Like, how can someone know how much they're supposed to pay? Is there a certain salary, or it's just like house help? The parents are the ones who decide the salary.
More or less what you said, the last sentence. This again depends on the kind of daycare, where it's located and stuff. The salary range is not definite. It's determined by the owner of the daycare. So for most of these daycares that I've dealt with, the average salary is
10K.
10K.
Yes.
Now, it can go as low as 5,000. It can go as high as 15, some up to 20. Yes. But mostly 10 to 15,000. Yeah, you can find that there's a daycare that charges 50 shillings or 100, and the turnout is probably 10 to 15 children per day. So you see, such a daycare owner needs to figure out how her margin works out. And from that, she's able to tell if they're breaking even or they're operating in the red, such things. A daycare is not going to pay you 10,000 if they're making 20,000.
Because they are also expensive and
so it really depends on the daycare owner, and of course maybe the area of operation. If the return is good, of course you expect them to earn a good amount.
So we were just talking with Steven before we started this filming about parents. Okay, I want you to comment down below and let me know, do you think daycares should run at night? Because I think they should, because some parents, like someone like me, who my business is, I'm self-employed, so at times I do it at night. So do you think daycares should run at night?
Not all of them really. But there are, I call them hot spots. There are particular locations where night care would make sense. And by saying that, you'll find that the daycares that operate during the day are unable to operate at night because of different reasons. Some because of insecurity, they are not willing to do that, or they cannot afford additional staff, even if it will come from the night care pay, or they just want to, sleep it out and start the day afresh. Night care, there's demand. It's not so much as daycare, but if you find a good location where there are parents who work at night, there are parents who have to go out once a while at night. There are certain locations that night care would do well.
So there are actually daycares that operate at night?
There are some that offer 24. There's one in Buruburu. There's one in Kitengela. You'll find that out of 5 daycares that operate in a particular location, one of them could be offering night
services. Okay.
Yeah. So there are certain locations that offer night care. The business might not be as frequent, but they exist. There's also another one in Memphis.
Okay, interesting. I actually didn't think they're there. So, what does a daycare entail? So, I know this is a broad topic, but let's talk about it.
Well, like you said, a daycare is a business first. Okay? But even if it's a business first, remember you're handling children.
Yes.
And these are not your children.
Yes.
So you have to be at your best throughout. Daycare does not require downtime.
No.
So if there's burnout, especially on the part of staff, a daycare should have staff that they can regularly switch positions so that there's no burnout. If they work Monday to Saturday, dealing with children, and you know how children can be a handful.
Yes.
It's exhausting physically and mentally.
Yes.
So if you could have somebody on standby, maybe give a caregiver one-off days so that somebody takes over, that would help. You know, it gives somebody psych and time to build up.
Yes.
Energy, come back psychologically prepared to carry on with their duties.
Yes.
So daycare is not just babysitting. It entails a lot. Some of these daycares do a very good job. They teach children develop social skills, they get to learn to talk or talk properly. Good manners.
Yes.
You know, you sit at a table and you're supposed to eat there. You're supposed to finish your food. You're not supposed to talk with food in your mouth.
Yes.
And when you're done, you know. Good table manners.
Yes.
Such things. So some daycares really go out of their way to bring the best out of children. And the parents notice and they appreciate.
Yeah. That's actually a very good point. Yes. So, Steve, I was just talking to Steve and I want him to explain to us about their services and how much they charge for their services.
Thank you. We offer a number of services, the main one being advertising daycares to create more awareness about them. So, for this, we charge an annual fee if somebody wants to advertise their daycares in schools. We also have a different category of service providers, whether you sell child-related products or services like toys and learning materials and all that. Those ones we also charge separately. But then there are those who like to set up daycares and they consult us at different levels, either from the beginning or at some point when they've already set up and they just want direction. So we also charge that for consultation. Yeah. So
do you have like a fee for each?
Yes. For daycare advertisement in schools, we charge a rate of 5,000 annually. That includes the website listing.
Yeah, that's a good price. I expected like 100,000.
And the social media posts and all that. And of course, consultation now depends at what level you need our services and what kind of service it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so guys, go and check them out. 5K for a business, that's a good price. Yeah.